Well, hi everybody. I am, as you know, Blue. This is the Who Knew Blue New show. And I'm Blue New. I'm still doing what God told me to do. Today I have a very special guest. This young lady has been to India twice. She has a lifestyle that demands ultimate forgiveness. She has a peace about her that demands constant love and giving of herself. I just met her today. So nothing's rehearsed. Everything is just
fresh.
off the cuff. Y'all know me. I'm off the cuff. I can't plan for something to happen because as soon as you make a plan, something goes sideways. So I just rather just branch on into it. So this is Amber, and she's gonna tell us about her visit to India and some other beliefs and living things that may help us all. Well, not may, but actually will. Because for us to see different perspectives of other human beings teaches us. That's how we learn. It's not just from books and it's not just from teachers. We have something innate that gives us something we're born with. We learn on a constant level if you're willing to. Now, let me say that because there's some of y'all out there, every time a piece of knowledge come by you spit it out. So if that's what you want to do with your knowledge, by all means, go right ahead. But I'm going to keep mine. So with that being said, I want to introduce you to Amber. Let's get it, girl.
Hello. I'm a little nervous, but I'm still getting it.
Okay,
a little inside.
Okay,
yeah, a little inside.
yeah. So, how long ago were you in India?
I just got back from India a couple weeks ago. Yeah, so I was there for 2 months, and then I was there for 2 other months in January and February, or mid-January to mid-March, but anyway, 2 months.
Okay, can I ask you what your purpose for going was?
So the first time I went because my dad was going, and he and I, we don't really have that. We have an estranged relationship, so we don't spend that much time together.
Okay.
So he was going, and he asked me if I wanted to go, and I said sure. And he was helping a surf school there called Point Break Surf and Stay, which you should check out if you're in Varkala, which is in Kerala, India, in the southwest side.
Okay.
But yeah, so we went there to help them, and they didn't really need that much help. So I got to spend a lot of my time doing what I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to help them, but I got to kind of pivot and do, which I normally like, something completely different than what I was supposed to do.
Okay.
So instead, I got up every morning and I walked to about 20 minutes on India roads, which are mostly dirt and kind of rocky and a little rough, but amazing. You know,
did you wear shoes?
Paved.
Did you wear shoes?
You got to wear shoes.
Okay.
Between the rockiness and the heat will get you. One time I found this girl, I had to help her. She left her shoes. She said, "Oh, I was just going to go." It was at the beach. She left her shoes at the beach. She was just going to run to the ATM. You can't do that in India. That sand will burn your feet. The roads will burn your feet. So I had to get her back to her place of where she was staying because that was closest. And yeah, that was pretty dramatic. But always wear your shoes in India, unless you go into temple. You don't have to wear your shoes in temple.
Good.
Yeah.
Only reason I asked that because I had Lucian on here and he was saying how he goes out on walks and he doesn't wear shoes because he's, and I understand that energy.
Feet can be strong, I guess, but and there are Indians who walk around with no shoes on, but it gets hot. It gets really hot. So
well, they have some stamina.
Yeah. So prep for it. Get the calluses built up, and then you'll be ready.
Exactly.
That's what you're gonna need.
Okay, so you say you went with your dad because you guys have an estranged relationship, and so you find yourself in India. From what I know and what I've heard about India, and I'm glad you're here to possibly dispel some of the notions that we see on TV and that we hear about. What type of spiritual level, what is it that they worship? How do they, because I'm a woman of spirituality. I could say, yeah, I'm a Christian, but there's a way that I worship. And so I want you to explain to us how. I mean, what's that all about over there?
So, first off, heart, friendship. That's what they worship. Friendship. Everywhere I've ever been in India, whether I could communicate, not communicate, whether I had incidents or not, they're all just one big hug. It's a heart. So
Okay.
just, but they practice at temple. So there are Christian churches.
Okay.
What denominations I am not unsure of. I didn't really visit a whole lot
Okay.
of temple or churches while I was there.
Okay.
I mean, my church was sitting on a floor lotus style with my friend Bobby, listening to mantras and
Okay.
listening to wisdom.
Okay.
So that was my church for 2 months, you know. So,
Wow.
but we did go to temple a few times because he goes to temple. So Shiva is his god, and so he's from up north, Hindu.
Okay.
In Kerala, where I was, it's Malayalam. So what they worship would be, I mean, a lot of Hindu. There were Hindu temples all over, but they had Christian churches and I'm sure other things, but I didn't really visit a whole lot.
So when you say they worship heart, I mean, we all have one of those. And we know that there's in Christianity how they say David was a man after God's own heart. And so we know that God is love. And so I to me, some people wouldn't say this, but to me, when you say that they deal with the heart and they worship friendship, the very thing that we always try to do when God says love thy neighbor, to me that is a heart issue. Love, keep my commandments. That's about obedience and trust. And so the very thing that you're saying kind of ties into the relationship that we all have, you know, or try to have with God.
So they say guest is God.
Guest is God?
When you visit someone, when you're at someone's house, guest is like God. So you treat them like you would treat your God, in the way that they are treated very kindly, very givingly, very acceptingly. Like there's no, I mean, I feel like you could be at somebody's house in India a month and they're still going to just be like, hey, can I make you tea? Can I pick your clothes? Can I do your laundry? I mean, it's like this whole very nurturing, very giving, and that's everywhere.
Really?
That's everywhere. Yeah.
So only thing you was missing was your crown, because you was like
they were,
queen.
They're very much like that, which can be a little awkward if you're not used to that.
Did you feel?
It was a little awkward, yeah. I mean, I was there with my friend Peter and my partner Peter, and it was awkward for him at times. Now it wasn't awkward for me as much anymore because I had been there before, so I kind of knew the vibe. But I mean, these people let you buy stuff from their store and you can pay later. Just pay it later. I mean, you never met them before. You walk into a store and they're just like, hey, buy my shop. You know, don't you want something from my shop? And I was like, okay, you know, but I don't have any money. No worries. You can get me later. Swear, like all over.
Y'all hear this?
It was very, very kind, very just, you know, trusting. Because a lot of things, it's very authentic, you know. Now, India's very authentic. So. Very. Now you're gonna have your people, you know, that like. Let's see. I've had 2 incidences in India that are a little strange. Everything else has just been like.
Okay.
You know, but one of them and both of them, Western, speak real good English, dressed in Western clothing, have this kind of vibe to them. Your gut will tell you, you know. What's up,
yeah,
you know
exactly,
what I mean? Your gut will tell you. So the first guy was the first time I was in India, which was a bit different. But I feel like he just was trying to like get me off to a space so he could kidnap me, kind of thing. He kept kind of telling me things and getting me outside of like the touristy areas and stuff like this. Anyway, but you know, my gut is like, no, this is uncomfortable. Run back to get in my tuk-tuk and take off, right? So I felt a little threatened.
Okay.
That was one time. But the other time, it happened this last time. Kid was probably really drunk. You know, I'm walking to one of the hostels that are there, or hotel rooms, if you want to call them, kind of thing. And he just stops me and he's like, hey, I was wondering, could you tell me what direction I need to go in? And already I'm just like, okay, it's dark. I'm normally not out after dark in like alleyways. This is not something I normally put myself in the place of. But anyway, he goes to shake my hand because I'm all about shaking hands. Yeah, hey, nice to meet you. He goes in to kiss me, right? And I'm
Mm.
just like, oh hell no! Like, what are you
Okay,
doing?
baby.
What are you doing? He's like, wait, no kiss. Oh no kiss. You know, and
Mm-mm.
I was very like, you need to just, you
Yeah.
know, and they do. He did. He just left, you know, but that was a little awkward. But otherwise, everything is just like so. You don't feel
Now the women over there, they cover themselves, their heads and things like that.
no,
No,
not in India. So in India, you're gonna find a lot of saris, women who wear saris,
like the word we say, sorry.
which is one big piece of cloth that they wrap around their body to look
Okay,
like
like
a
the
crossover or however
yeah.
designed
Okay.
with a
Okay.
skirt, you know, with the dress, you know.
Okay.
Then they have it over their shoulder, you know, the shawl like goes over the shoulder.
What is that representative of?
Well, it's just their custom and culture to wear saris, and then
Okay.
they have this other thing that they wear. I bought one and I can't remember the name because my brother can speak like 6 languages and I can barely get English half the time. So I can't remember how you say it, but it's a pair of pants and then like this overshirt that's beautiful. Everything is beautiful.
I know.
But it's like that. I mean, even I've been to Africa, I've been to Malaysia. Everybody dresses so beautifully. It's just like it's like they're going to church every day.
I get that.
They look so good. You know?
I get that.
And then they come in, and then you're just like, whoa! Like the next person comes in, you're just like, oh my god! Like their clothes are amazing. So.
Okay.
But I still just wore mostly.
What you just do you? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
But always respectfully. I never go out like where I was at. This last time is Kerala, Varkala. It's Black Beach, so it's right on the beach. It's hot. A lot of Europeans go there for yoga. It's very popular for yoga. Great yoga instructors, like best in the world. So if you want to go to really learn yoga, go there. But it's just there's so many Europeans that go there. They're scantily dressed, right? Which is fine in a lot of places. You can do that.
Yeah.
And you can do that there.
Yeah.
Nobody is going to say a word to you, but I personally prefer just to follow what their culture and recommendations are on how I should dress, you know? So I did stay real conservative. So I just suggest you look up laws before you go places and just kind of maybe, I don't know, be respectful to the culture there because, you know, I mean, you can wear your bathing suit on the beach, but I don't know. Sometimes that gets to me a little bit because I'm like, I travel all over the world and that's like the one thing is disrespect. I definitely think being disrespectful to a culture or people is real hard for me to go. And animals, you know, when you travel animals too, but anywhere you go, you're going to find a lot of animals that are suffering. So you're going to have to be accepting of that, even in India.
Most definitely.
Even in India. So dogs in India.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
So you want to adopt every dog, you want to help every dog, and you can try.
There's a lot of them, though.
A lot of them, yeah. So, but India overall is amazing, and the people are very beautiful, and they're friendship, big time, like, and karma. I mean, if you want to talk about what holds their character and their moral compass and their foundation in India would be karma.
Okay,
kind of roundabout way to answer your question, I suppose. I went a long way around, but
that's okay. Expound on karma because we know karma. Like, karma used to be my best friend. I'd be like, "Oh yeah, you got me." Bet, trust, and believe. Karma is my best friend, and she will be seeing you very soon. You know, so that's me wanting something to happen because I felt like I was either misused in a situation by somebody.
Yeah.
So how is their karma? What is that about?
Karma is like karma is not like a vindictive thing or anything like that. It's not like, oh, you're going to get punishment if you. Karma's like a chapter or a lesson, or it's a library. So karma's like a library, and in this library you use to resolve like unfinished karmas or unfinished trauma or unfinished But karma normally tends to be good. I mean, it's good-hearted,
Okay.
right? So it's always from a place of love, a place of consideration, a place of heart. But I mean, karma can be negative, but it just, if you're not learning your lesson and you have to keep being taught the lesson, then the lesson has to sometimes get a little bit harder, a little steeper, a little whatever.
Right.
So, maybe karma can be a little abrupt, but I think karma is more like a library for a lot of people.
I like that. I like
And it's
that
like
anecdote.
it's just you're learning lessons, and those lessons hopefully you're learning from so that you can finish unfinished karma, and you can finish unfinished karma. Like you can, I don't know.
That's like your ultimate forgiveness. That's what it makes me think about when you said that. That just really sparked something in me. I've never heard forgiveness put that way. And they say forgiveness is not for you, for the other person, it's for you. Because if you don't forgive, then what happens is you'll begin to build up and fester these things inside of you, and then you'll wonder why you are this person. Well, it's because of unresolved karma or unforgiveness.
Which is what India does for you. I feel like now you're right to the point of India. India is like helping you with karma, because it is helping you in very balanced and healthy ways to release emotion that is attached to thought.
Okay.
Right? So,
right.
I mean, people say, what's your favorite color? So what's your favorite color?
Oh, me?
Yeah. What's your favorite
blue.
color? Blue. Blue's a nice color.
Yes.
Right? Blue is, the sky is so blue.
Yes.
And I mean, you could feel blue.
Yeah,
right? So
it
has like this dual meaning. But if somebody was to ask me what my favorite color is, I'd say I don't have a favorite color, because they all equally just so beautiful to me. Like they're all great colors, right? So
they are.
Now, do I gravitate towards certain colors? I'm probably sure I do. Like when I'm dressing, I feel like I gravitate towards like a blue or a red, maybe because someone somewhere told me, oh, it makes your skin look great. I don't know.
Okay.
But as far as favorites go, I don't have them. I feel like that's kind of what you have to do with the karma, and that's what India does. It helps you, like you go to yoga.
Okay.
You have meditation. They encourage you to get out and walk. Right? To walk and to get some sun, a little bit of sun, and drink water, lots of water, right? Eat good food, because good, healthy food, it's like they give you all these tools, right? That help you get right.
Right.
So that when you get right, your karma goes right.
Right. Okay. I get, yeah.
So, like, it's like
there's a positive effect that will come from the things that we're practicing that are beneficial for us. Now,
I mean, even their hustles are their own hustles. Like this is your own hustle. This is something makes you feel good, right?
Yeah.
India is very much the same way. A lot of places are owned by the people who work them and their families. So their hustle, that's
their
hustle. Yeah. So.
I need to get to India.
Not a lot of corporate, at least not where I've been.
Oh, Lord
not
Jesus.
A lot of businesses like that. I mean, you can go some cities and they'll have those, but mostly it's, it's the working person doing the working person thing, trying to be a good human and sell what they love or what they are gifted at.
So what type of governmental, what type of democracy or what's their government like?
So
because when you said that about their own hustle, are they taxed or?
Oh, they're definitely taxed, and in different things are taxed different ways.
Okay.
So like, let's say I open a stone business or macrame, my own macrame, because I make macrame, right?
Okay.
So I make this. I tie knots into string. I use stones and beads, but mostly I create the thing. So it'd be like 8%, right? The government would want 8%. Then if I was to like own a retreat or a resort or something like that, see, that's bringing kind of different kind of money in, right?
Right. That's bigger money.
So they want like 28, 33%. I don't know these numbers exactly, but it's higher, I know silver is like 20-something%. Like if you're selling silver, they take 20+%. I don't really do the business aspect, but there are different taxes, and it's hard. I feel like if you have a legitimate business, it's not hard to get a business over in India, but they make it hard. You have to prove you have a business, a working, viable business.
Okay,
They
gotcha.
want contribution to the camp, right?
Okay.
So, which I think is cool. And, but yeah, but government, I hardly ever saw cops. No, roads are just crazy. It's crazy. So,
Wow.
I saw maybe security guards walking the cliff walk a couple of times. No real big problems. But again, you got karma. Everybody's thinking about their karma, right? So I'm not going to do anything bad. They're not going to do anything bad. We're all going to do the right thing.
Right.
So you kind of don't really have a whole lot of issues. Even if you're drinking and stuff, I mean, I was a bartender in the US. I can say when people drink, I get a little,
rowdy about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I get it.
You could go on over there, but
excuse me.
I'm sorry.
Honey, that's my nail popping off. It's all right.
But over there, people don't really get too hype, and the music is not real hype. It is, but it's just calming, and everyone's happy.
They got a little dance over there because I've seen some videos like on TikTok, and the men are, they just doing some high tech type stuff.
Well,
it ain't working.
We're going all over the place with India, but the great part about the manship over there.
A manship, Lord Jesus.
I'm really looking for the word, but the men over there are very loving. They lean on each other physically. They when they're walking down, they're holding hands or hanging out on each other, or when they're dancing, they love to dance. You'll see them dancing. I mean, it's
men doing this together.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because when you make
and they love it, and everyone dances.
Okay, so the men are dancing, but they're men, not men trying to be with men.
No,
is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like they're
okay. I want to clarify
people who are
that.
just people dancing. Brothers or friends or.
We've got
they're very tactile.
Okay.
Like when they're walking down, they're riding on bikes 4 deep sometimes. They're riding on scooters 3-4 deep sometimes. So they don't mind. Yeah, they don't mind being real close. So, but I think it's a wonderful thing. Like they're dancing, they're having fun. It makes for a real light. Nice.
Well, I can see how that karma thing works because over here in the States, you see men, they shake hands. How you doing, bruh? Pat each other on the back, you might get a good bump. But now since COVID, boom, we hit a fist bump or something like that. When I get an opportunity, like my husband and his boys, when I get a chance to see them interacting on a level of affection that just really, even with Caleb, him, and because James, when we had his wedding, there was just a lot of hugging and and I said to myself, I said, Lord, if the men could do this more, they could get to a place where they would be like David and just have your heart. Because that to me, that's really, when you said that about India, about the men, now that really sticks with me because I see so many men in our area where we live. It's not a hands-on type thing. Yeah, what's up, bro? Yeah, nah. Everything we do over here in America is to be away from each. Yeah, we distance each other. But there, you talking about, hey, let's get together, let's clap, let's dance, let's eat.
In all fairness, Malaysia was like that when we went to Malaysia. Malls were banging. There were people everywhere. There was malls that had like 10 stories worth of just technology stuff. People were everywhere. And I was like, hey, man, like your malls, they're busy. There's several.
In India?
No, this was in Malaysia.
Malaysia, okay.
Malls were crazy. I was like, everybody's out here. Yeah, we're socializing. It's like important for us. India, they're getting out. They're socializing. Africa was the same way. Everybody was getting out, socializing. Everybody's socializing. It's really only in the U.S. that we spend as much time as we do on, at least that I've visited, that on our phones and distancing ourselves.
Oh, did they have a lot of? Did they do a lot of electronic stuff over there?
phones to like take videos and photos of themselves on Instagram and stuff. You know, my friend Bobby's always like, let me get that Instagram. Like, okay, Bobby. But not nearly. They're a lot of times. Okay, you know how you're listening to side conversation and you're in a conversation. I mean, you're in a place and you listen to side conversation. A lot of time, side conversation, if I'm, let's say in the US, it's always like somebody on a TikTok or a reel or something, and they're kind of going down some sort of thing. In India, if you hear a side something, it's mantras normally playing.
Okay.
Or
now tell us what mantra is.
It's just it's little things that the songs and sayings and like your hymns, like hymns, it would be in the Bible. I feel like mantras is the same. It just uplifting, creating positive energy, allowing you to just be.
That's the name of this episode, mantra, because I'm going to introduce something at the end that I talked to my producer about this skull, if y'all see it. So we'll talk about that. But I want to get into because I'm going off the information that I heard. And so if I get it from the horse's mouth, then I feel much better.
I've only visited a few places.
Okay, well, well, honey, I'm gonna take you to the hill because I want to know what I want to know now. Okay, so what about you said yoga? Do they deal with the chakras?
Oh yeah, so it's a lot of energy work. Where I'm at.
What is chakras?
Well, I don't really get into chakras too much, to be honest with you, but you have 7 of them, and they're all sort of a different glow, if you will, for certain people. They're just energy chambers in your body.
Okay.
I'm sure people will look it up. They'll tell you exactly what it is. I am a master of nothing and a handyman to say the best at most things, but just look it up. But chakras are important. They are important because they're energy portals in your body, and they need to be either open, aligned, traveling. It's not stagnant. So, so the premise here is whatever it is that you like, that you deal in, like a lot of people deal in like chakras, some people deal in like acupuncture, acupressure, the same with like all these different little spots on your body. They're just pressing things that are releasing things, right? So as long as we're just getting things flowing, that's the most important thing, I think. So the chakras are important for body flow, for energy flow, for
the vibration,
world flow.
Yes.
Like if my chakras are all messed up, which I'm sure some are, probably my throat, then I'm not gonna flow as easy.
Yeah, I get it.
That's why we get sick, that among other things, food and other things, like I said, India gives you the tools. We need the tools.
So as opposed to India versus US, when you talk about the chakras and the mantras, we do those things. I don't know. I know it's a few people I know that deal with yoga.
Yeah.
We've hit and missed on chakras. I've touched on a lot of things in my life. I've been overseas too, but I went to Europe.
Which is probably beautiful. I've never been.
It's beautiful, but it's different. It's nothing like India, nothing spiritual, because when I think about India and Malaysia and places like that, I know because of what I've seen on television and from what I've studied, there's more of a spiritual sense there. So they're more aware of a higher power than we are. Now, the only reason I say that they're more aware than we are is because we have it, but we don't even use it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think we talked about this one time, how even in the Bible, how God spoke. And these things came. Spoke. The spoken word. Now we have things called the spoken word, and people are going and sit and hear you say all this good stuff, and it's and it's really kicking in their minds, and the spoken word is hot and things like that. But God's spoken word been millions and millions of years. And so I have literally myself said some things into existence. Now, God forbid, Lord, you strike me down right now if I'm lying, because you know it. Now, for real.
No, I
And see,
believe
when
you.
you've been someplace where all these practices, I could just, as you talk, I can hear the harmony in you and the harmony in the places that you put yourself in, even though there might have been some danger. Because see, we have people that are scared to fly. Oh, I'm not going overseas. I'm all kind of stuff going on. Let me tell you something. Whatever's coming to you, there's no devil in hell that can stop it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not. I'm scared of everything, but it doesn't stop me from doing anything.
Amen. Well, girl, you go ahead.
I am.
Okay.
I mean, I'll tell you, everybody about me.
Girl, you can talk to my daughter because she'll hear sound. She jumping and scared. Yeah, so you a scaredy cat, girl?
I'm a scaredy cat, but it doesn't stop me from doing the things.
Now you ain't tell me that, Kayla.
I mean, I kind of am. I go to the haunted houses, you know, and if they have the actors, I mean, I'm scared. Maybe I just buy into everything. I'm real gullible, maybe, I don't know, but it doesn't stop me. That's the point. It's like, I mean, I am terrified of being on water or in water, especially ocean water, and I have scuba dived and I have paddle boarded, and I mean, it doesn't stop. I'm terrified. I've even skied. I mean, I'm talking inside. I'm like, but outside, I'm just like, okay, check everything. Okay, you're doing everything you can. You're all good. Relax, let go. Let's just enjoy the moment, you know. And then I'm good. Then after I'm done, I'm like, did I just do that?
That is, you know what? And I just have to take this time to compliment you on that, because for so, like with this podcast, for so long, I have procrastinated and been fearful of so many things. Now, when you look at my stature, the type of woman that I am, they're like, oh, Val, oh, she big, Val ain't scared of her. Everybody's scared of her. Nobody, no, you don't know me.
Oh,
and so
I have to be quite lovely.
No, I'm saying, when you say how much fear that you have, it's unbelievable, because I know the fears that I've had. And here I am, older in my life. I'm done seeking. Now I'm saying, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I'm just checking off boxes now. I could have been doing this, but fear kept me from doing a lot of things. I'm hearing you say, yeah, I'm scared of water, but I'm jumping in. Yeah, I'm scared of flying, but I've been skydiving. And I'm saying, who does that?
You do
courageous woman.
You did that.
No, you.
Well, you did too.
I am gonna do it.
You did.
I did. Yeah. Well, this is a start. But honey, I want to get some of that, because that encourages me that you would be fearful of something. I need you on my team. That's it. When I go to India, we going together, because I need a guide.
Yeah. No. I invite everyone to come to India and gain some just friendship and knowledge and calm. I think that's the best thing, is calm. You know, being able to sit for a minute. And I mean, we like to move. You know, in the U.S. we're moving all the time, and in India, they, you know, you see the traffic, you're like, oh my gosh, it's crazy, but it's kind of a organized crazy.
Okay.
There's no road rules really, but everyone sort of follows their, you know, a certain way, and everybody gets to where they need to go, going as fast or as slow or as crazy as they want to go, and they still get there okay. I mean, I hardly saw anything happen there. I'm sure there are accidents plenty, but I didn't see any.
They got lights?
Not really.
No traffic lights?
No. It's like I'm trying to think.
That's crazy. We like robots over here.
We are.
Oh, girls, you're some. Oh, Jesus, help me, Lord.
We are. That is kind of a very potent statement there, because going to India, even in Malaysia, everywhere, we are kind of like robots. We do, man. I ain't hating on nobody. I love everybody.
Girl, say what you gotta say.
I'm saying, like, we have this particular system that is set, that is so not the system, right? So when I'm talking to Bobby says, and that's my friend, he's Bobby's art gallery in Varkala, and he's amazing, and he teaches me so much. But he's like, you know, why do we think so big in a world that's so small? Right. So everything when you go to an airport there's an obvious flow. Everybody's following. There's nobody telling you what to do. You're just kind of doing it. There's this flow. Here in the US, as soon as you get back, the flow is interrupted by, I'm going to say, rules, regulations, which I don't mind. I'm a rule follower. Ask anyone. I'm square as they come. But it just, it's like these stops, right? That kind of affect that flow. And I think that also, I think that's why the yoga is so popular and the meditation's important. And even though we have a ritual or routine, like when you get up, you brush your teeth, or you do this, you do that. On Sunday, you might go to church. If you, I don't know, go to work, you go to work Monday through Friday, you know, these kind of things. It's so different to me when I get back, because in India, everything is done for friendship and family. You got to have money to survive, yes. But somehow they're going to make it happen, and they're going to be in a good spirit doing it. When you get back to the US, everybody wants a little bit of power. You know, from the guy who says, "Don't go, you can't go to that side of the cart with your cart for the luggage thing. You can't go there."
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, dude, all right. You know, no problem. But it's just so different. And so I think that because of that, everything is much more easygoing. If we go back to the karma, it's like you can lay your iPhone, your whatever mobile down. You don't come back for days, and that thing is probably still going to be sitting there. And thousands of people probably rushing by. No, I'm not saying you're not going to have somebody. You know,
that's always,
but overall, as a whole, everywhere I've been, it's a pretty good, like, no, not a whole lot of arguments going on. You're not going to see any. It's just everything is like real calm. And I have been behind closed doors too. I stayed with a bunch of families to see, okay, maybe they go home and they screaming at each other or something, you know. But it's just they have a very balanced way of approaching a situation with, as you know, controlled emotion, heightened intellectual, like, how do we solve the problem? And so I think it changes a lot of,
as opposed to how we deal with it here.
Go fast. We need it now. I need it yesterday. So you know what? Because you didn't have it yesterday, I'm just gonna have you hurry up and get through it. You know what I mean?
And then we want to be compensated. Like you know, if we're inconvenienced, because I know I am, I want to be compensated.
Yeah.
Like Verizon went out, and I got a business phone. Yeah. My phone was off for 2-3 days. Folks, like they took, so that affected. It affects everything. Yeah. So guess what? I'm calling them. Look, instead of them having the good karma, you're a big business, and you could have just said, here, sent me a text message, say, we're going to give you 30 days of free service for what we did.
Well, see, you don't matter because it's such a big business.
It's corporate.
They don't care.
They
have too many people doing too many things to even know what the heck is going on. That's why that happens, you know, which I think is kind of why, you know, like you said, with the small businesses and stuff like that, it's at least you have a face-to-face with an individual who sees you as a person and not a number.
And that's, you know what, that's one of the things that led me to this podcast when my son came to me and he was like, "Mom, I need to help you." He needed to help me because his karma, his God, the whatever in him, he saw it in me, and he's like, "Look, because none of this would be without God speaking to him saying, Caleb, look, I need you to go over here and help this old woman. She needs you." And so now here I am. And see, they don't know how it makes me feel because they're young. They're the ages of my children. And I could never get any help from my kids. Every time I ask my son, I said, "Come on, let's go in the studio. Let's make a song. Come on, let's do this." "Oh, yeah, okay, man. Yeah, okay." But I have other children that will rally for me. And that's exactly what he did. Now, he doesn't know that sent my confidence level up because he didn't know my confidence was low. Because I'm like, I'm 53 years old. Hell, come on now, go sit somewhere and get a rocking chair. You know, you way past your time. You trying to do a podcast and trying to do this. That's the bad karma, the enemy that I call the enemy, Satan himself. And you get up out my head and I rebuke you because that's a lie. Because I have seen actors that are old, almost 1,000 years. James Earl Jones just died. He was 95 years old, just did the second Coming to America. So you mean to tell me nobody in America uses old people?
Yeah.
I'm going to be used, baby. Okay? And that's the point that I'm getting at. That sounds like that's me. That India place, that's me, because I'm so much of a fly by my seat type individual. You know what I'm saying? What we doing? Oh, I'll go. You know, I love it. It sounds good. Yeah, I'm vibrant. I'm high energy. I love stuff like that. So that seems like that would be the perfect place for me.
India is the perfect place for everyone.
Wow.
I mean, for at least a short period of time.
Yeah, I mean, just to see what it's like.
Yeah.
Girl, you about to make me get my passport together, because I got to get there.
You should already have your passport together.
Yeah, amen.
Definitely do
amen.
that.
Amen.
When I turned 40, I had this passport, and I had not had one stamp in it. I had it for almost 10 years because it's invalidated like 6 months before or something. I don't know. Anyway, so don't wait till the last minute. You got to be at least a year out on your passport expiration date. So I was like, I'm 40, and I said to myself, I was going to travel. I'm going to travel. I'm going to go somewhere. I'm going to do something, whatever. And I did it. And I looked at that passport, and my 40th birthday was coming up. I said, well, I guess I'm going to put some stamps in this thing. And I did.
I know that's right, girl.
And I did.
I know that's right.
And I did pretty much all of it on my own. Like, I just traveled a lot on my own. I just wanted to see parts of the world, and they're all beautiful. They're all beautiful. Every part that I've been is beautiful, no matter where. I mean, you can look at India and look at it being dusty and dirty and whatever. Or you can look at it being, beautiful and light driven and friendship, following. And it was amazing.
I just think every time when I think of India, I just think about that Eat, Pray, Love. You said you read the book.
Yeah, I did. I read the book, and it was good. The book was good. And it had a lot of, I liked the book because it had a lot of sort of points about just expressing yourself, even if you're, because she went there from a situation that everybody thought was perfect. I thought, right? It was like a perfect job, a husband, and all this, right? But she's so unhappy. And I think the first part is just listening to your heart, or listen to your soul, and making sure that you're doing the right decisions for you. And obviously that becomes quite complicated when you add a lot of elements. People would say, oh, well, I have my kids, and I have my husband, and I have my this and this and that. And I get it. I do. Although, admittedly, I don't have those things. I very specifically constructed my life, I think, from the beginning to I don't have children. I don't have animals. I mean, I have a partnership. But as for just having any sort of real attachments and responsibilities, I have somehow been able to just be okay with that, but unidentify with it. So still love the things I'm doing and the people and the purpose, but be able to just freely do other things if that's what I so choose.
And that sounds like something I wanted to do once I got rid of my children, once they got out of the house, and and that's kind of what we do in America. We figure like on what you just described, we say, I hear people say this all the time, girl, once I get this degree, I'm going to school. Once I get this degree, everything will be all right. Yeah, girl, once I get this car and da-da-da. And that's what we do in America. Yeah. Once we get something, then we're going to be okay. Yeah. But that's not the truth, because once we get it, you got to get something else.
Yeah.
And then you got to get something else.
Or now you're too much that you can't even go to what you were originally going to do.
Now you're overwhelmed because this, and this is what you thought you needed, when you only thing you really needed to really brace yourself and get a foundation within self. I'm fully for that, because
wow, now you're talking about we need to start like at-home retreats of some sort. Oh, where we go to
we do.
They need it there.
Yeah, to actually just learn how to listen to your voice that you have. And for so long, I didn't do that. I've had a lot of tragedy and a lot of trauma in my life. And I do know that the enemy comes to bring temptations and say, hey, Val, go on, get you a drink, girl. Go on, do this. Go on, do that. Hold on now. I ain't no liar. I just may go get me a drink. That's my choice. I'm grown.
Right.
But guess what? The Bible says, don't be drunk with wine. I ain't about to be right here to knocking on Caleb's door. What's up? Yeah, it's your neighbor. And at one point I was doing that. He can attest to it. What's up? Come on, let's do this. But my spirit has taken where God has taken me. I got baptized. I went with a church. I'm just giving you a little bit of my story.
I'm listening.
And why I, with the India thing, I think I'm kind of lined up with that because you've given me a new outlook. So 2022, I went in for a full knee operation. Didn't work out so well. I died. I came back, went on a spiritual journey. I ain't never been on no spiritual journey in my life. Okay? And because in life, while you're alive, you can go on a spiritual journey.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people do that and just be immaculate. God had to, I guess my spirit was just so big. He said, Lord, you lay down. Let me get your breath out you
Man.
and take you where you need to go. And so my heart was broken because my 11-year-old son was murdered, and I was mourning my mother and my son. And for so long, I thought I was okay. I thought I was like, okay, I'm cool with that. Every now and then I mention my son and I cry. When I left that spiritual journey, I tell you, Amber, I am not the same. And I know a lot of people don't believe, oh, she ain't saying nobody did. I brought a couple messages. Oh, she ain't. I don't care about the naysayers.
Yeah.
I know what happened to me. And I thank God for that point and that part in my life, because for me, it took death. For you, it was India.
Mm-hmm.
So to each his own, we all have different ways that our high power, that God will give us the fortitude to know and how to find purpose and peace within our lives. Because I can honestly say right now, when I hugged you, there was a peace. And that that was, I can see you in India, vibing with these people, and just all the vibe in that room. It's just like when we at church. Pastor be preaching, that word be going forth, and baby, everybody, we all on one accord.
Well, it's energy. I mean,
Yes.
you're just firing off
Ooh,
different
girl.
energy, which is
got me ready to shout right now. Hey, y'all know I shout.
Yeah.
But it
I
just
mean, it's
feels
all a
good.
spiritual journey. It just depends on what spirit are you bringing. You know,
baby,
you
better know that.
That's just, I think that's the core of everything.
I'm still trying to kind of get over this part, because I am, even though I'm saved, and I love God, I still do have some hangups.
We're human.
Huh?
You're human.
Yeah, but see, I be wanting to put my hands on people in the name of Jesus.
Oh.
And then I still got people around me that make me put my hands on them. Jesus, I'll holler at you later. That, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I want to take these nails off.
Okay.
And you know what I'm saying? I'm showing you how saved I really am. But see, that to me, that is to bring shame to my Father, because he wouldn't want to see. If I'm representing God, how am I just going to just start fighting and cussing and going wild and crazy? As you said about India, that karma, I want to adopt that.
Well, these are tools, right?
Okay.
So now we're talking about
Help me
tools
with
that
the
we
tools.
use, because, I mean, we can hurt someone, right? We can hurt ourselves.
Yes.
We can do all kinds of bad things, just as much as we can do good things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when we're letting things go, or laying things down, as I like to call it, I do this workshop sometimes, but we have to find the proper tools to use in order to not go towards art. Okay, like I used to drink too. Right?
Okay.
Drinking, drugging, doing whatever, all these bad things. I was a shitty kid, dude. I was a terrible kid. I mean, I'm very nice. And I will always be nice.
Okay.
But kindness is a choice.
Yes.
Conscious choice. And I used to not choose that back in the day. Right?
Okay. So
you have these choices. You just have to figure out how to utilize the better options, right? So when I'm angry, I teach people want to scream. So scream. So scream into a pillow, scream at your house, scream. And I do this in a room full of people. I will just scream,
Mm-hmm.
screaming, you just, or laugh.
Mm-hmm.
So screaming is sort of like a meditation, right? Laughing is
Mm-hmm.
healing. So the laughter, you don't have to be happy. You can fake your smile, you can fake your laugh. It's still going to release in you the endorphins and the good things that you need in order to eventually change those things to feel good, to be good, to have that spirit. It will happen. I promise. Try it.
Wow.
I promise. I challenge
So you
everyone out there to
okay?
try
So
this.
you're saying
If you're
you
in the
said
worst mood and you don't want to be happy, you're just like, I'm
and
so
if you make
angry.
yourself,
And if you just smile,
mm-hmm.
Laugh,
uh,
even if you have to,
right,
it doesn't have to be real.
uh-huh.
The actual processes that happen with you will make you feel lighter.
I'm learning that in church right now. My
It will.
first lady is we're going into the we pineal gland, the soul,
Yeah.
and we're about the laughter, how to bring ourselves up and out of despair and all of this, because some people don't know how to do that. Some people actually like to wallow in
Yes,
that.
of course they do. Yeah.
They
It's what,
want that
well,
attention.
it's what we're used to too with programming. I mean, if you think about trauma and the base of human spirit, it's developed over time by things that happen to us. Most of the time, it's developed by things that are traumatic or hardships that we have. Those are our lessons that we're learning. And so that creates a better spirit, a better older soul.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, that's, I forgot what I was saying.
That's okay. I'm gonna ask you this: Do you
Girl,
think
I forgot what I
our
was saying.
soul? Do you think our
I mean, I know.
souls stay young, or do our souls age?
I think our souls age. I think we go through lives, and I didn't believe this. I didn't believe this until India. And then I met, the 2 times I was in India, I met people who knew me based on energy. Everything goes back to frequency, vibration, energy. I think that's what my belief is in.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to tell you I believe in anything, I believe in those things,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Frequency and vibration. And so there were people that I couldn't, I'm not a photographer, but I love photography.
Okay. Okay.
But there are people and things I couldn't take pictures of, no matter how still I was, no matter if I had my tripod down, no matter what the setting was, I could never take a picture of this person or this thing without it being slightly blurry. I mean, I don't know why that is. Make of it what you will, but to me, that's vibration. They're on a level of vibration or frequency or something that my camera cannot even catch, because that's why it's so blurry. No, I don't know, but or Natty, my healer, she does remote healing for me. She's amazing, and I had sessions with her when I was in India, and then when I left India, I continued to do remote sessions with her, and sometimes she'll text me and she'll go, are you okay? Is there like a kink in your neck? And girl, I'm not kidding. I had not had a kink in my neck in so long. And then that morning I woke up, I had a little kink in my neck, and I was just like, oh man, like I'm not feeling it today. And she texts me and I'm like, she's in India. She's in India. She's an Italian in India, talking to me in the US via frequency or vibration. And she says to me, and I'm telling you, I did not have, like, I don't get them. I don't get them. Like, why is she texting me right now? And so then she's like, I'll have you, I'm going to help you. Give me a picture. Normally I send her a picture of my current state of how I look during that day. And my symptoms, like maybe something that might be bothering me or whatever. That's what we normally do. But this was kind of just, she just texted me.
Okay.
She said, I'll hook you up. And I was like, okay, just give me about 10 minutes. All right. Lay there, or you look at a candle or whatever. You can be driving if you're good enough to just kind of, and all of a sudden, just the kink in my neck went away. No joke. Kink in my neck went away. And I texted her and I said, I appreciate you. Like, it blows my mind.
Yeah, I know it does.
It blows my mind that things like that can happen. But I've had a lot of things that blow my mind. So I have to keep open-minded about everything,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything,
Wow. That's why I'm like helping Lucius with this, or Lucian with this Into the Chasm
Uh-huh.
podcasting
Uh-huh.
and Facebook page. And man, it's like I get to read all these amazing stories about all these people who have been through all these wild things, and you're just like, so much to research and explore. And everyone has their own space, their own frequency,
Channel.
their own frequency, their own channel. Yeah. And we're, as a collective, I mean, we're just individuals too, but I think that's why people can, like, she can know, she knows when my legs are tired. She'll be like, Amber, why are your legs so tired?
And there are people, you said she's my healer.
Yeah.
So
she healed me. She really did.
I
healed
believe
my kidneys.
I believe it.
That and good food.
I believe
Good food.
there are people that can heal. I believe there are people that can raise the dead. And I believe there are people that can cast out enemies, demons. The world that everybody says that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
This world exists. The Bible says we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. We wrestle against powers and principalities. And that's the part that we don't get. We always, see, when I say I'm, me and my son into it, yeah, we into it. But guess what's in him?
What?
Some type of demon.
Yeah.
That you would call me with some mess.
Yeah.
At 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
And you stressed out. And now you want to put all this on me.
Yeah.
And you know what my response is?
Your emergency is not my emergency?
No, son, I'm sorry you're going through this. But you need to pray. Ask God what to do. Because I'm a human. I do have some abilities and some gifts. I recognize them. But this ain't it. Not right at 5 o'clock in the morning when I'm trying to rest. Your mama was sick anyway.
Well,
and you disturbing my rest.
They're not reading the signposts.
Boom. Right there. Yeah, exactly.
That's why they were there at. Right?
Yes.
I've been there.
And that's why I understand you don't have kids and you have to, because though, like you said, I have different elements in my life that affect what it is I really, really tuning into. Because a lady prophesied to me, and this blew me. She said, you're going to go to the pits of hell, and you're going to be pulling people out of hell. Nah.
Well, you might have already been.
Oh, twice.
In India, they'll tell you might have already been.
Twice.
Or you're there right now at the same time.
Yeah, twice. Yeah. I've been twice.
Sometimes it's just our job.
Yeah. That's a heck of a job, though.
Well, I met a guy once. He was a astrological reader person in India. He did astrology. I'm not into much of that, but it's so much to learn. You know what I mean?
It's a lot, honey.
It's not that I'm not into it. It's just
it's
so much
lot.
to learn. 50 minutes. Okay. But he said to me, he was doing my reading.
Okay.
I gave him my information. It took him a few days. We spent 2 hours with each other, and he just told me about it because he goes into all the planets and all this other stuff, right? He says to me, he's reading the chart. So he's not really talking to me. He's kind of reading the chart, and he starts to get a little upset or something. And I'm just like, is everything okay? And he's like, I don't know how you have been through as much trauma as you have. For as many lifetimes as you have, you are an ancient being. He tells me I'm one of the oldest beings that I have been coming here a long time. He's like, to have such a light spirit, to be laughing, to be joyful, to not, and I don't know about that per se. Like, I don't know about that, but I consciously choose, to always do the right thing.
Okay.
And like these signposts that we're talking about, maybe doing the right thing will cause less stress on you.
Yes.
Girl, because that's unfair. But
amen.
You're a mama.
Yeah, amen.
And I'm telling you, I bow to mamas because they got a lot of, they got a lot.
You know what, though? I used to never, when I started having children, I can honestly say, and some mothers probably won't, I didn't like kids. And I was least likely in my family to have children because I did all the babysitting And I was more like I was a lot of fun, but I was a warden.
Yes.
And so when I got my own kids, I was kind of like that way because that's how my mom had me.
You're the oldest?
I know I'm the baby.
You're the baby.
I'm the baby.
Wow, that's kind of opposite of when because when you said that, I thought, oh, because I'm the oldest and I'm always like, I had to, you know, lay down the law and do all that stuff.
I'm the baby. I'm the
That's
baby.
That's cool, actually.
Yeah. But I didn't like kids and I didn't want kids. And so I went through this first phase with my own children, which was my partying, my wildness, and this and that. So now my kids are grown. My son, my oldest is 36, and then my other one is 31. And then he says, they look at me now like when I'm doing things with my other children, I say my adopted children or my bonus children, because if I tell you my kid, if I see you in the streets, you my kid. I don't give a daggone what your color, what you repping, or what you doing. If I see you in the streets, you on some BS, I'm finna call you out. Yeah. That's just me.
I want to survive without mamas like you.
Yeah, they know that.
Really?
He know that.
I
call you on your message. Now you know God don't like that. But anyway, so my children have this jealous streak that I see. And I know it because I know me. You're mine. And so I know now what I put out there and what I put in, things that were in me, they're in you. Now you're too old to be, challenging me with other children because you know you came from me. There's no way that I can say, if you murdered 30 people, I'm still not going to stop loving you. Yeah. I'm your mama.
Yeah.
That's how it is. But I need them to understand. I didn't just come in. Now, what you said about the Indian stuff, I didn't just come. What I found out, I didn't just come here to be their mama.
Yeah.
I came here to be a mama.
Yeah.
And that is right there within itself. That don't mean just your children. Yep. That's how a lot of us women get it mixed up. You want, my child. Yeah, my kid like
That's
this,
what
my
you're
kid.
talking about.
Baby, let me tell you something.
Be a mama to everyone.
Get your behind in there and get some shoes on. You go in there and tell you, did you ask your mama if you could go with me? Right. You know, that to me, now I might, because of the way I talk, I got a heavy voice, it might seem like but it's out of love. And baby, I want to keep you safe. Yeah. And I want to. But honey, that's one of the best things when this young man came into my life, because when I lost my son, I always felt like I'm not a good mother. And because of what I took, the challenges I took my other children through. I had 3 boys. I got 2 and an angel. And I was dealing with that for so long. But that karma, God started really dealing with me when I had that spiritual journey. I'm telling you, Amber, everything turned around.
No, I believe you.
And I said, I got kids that can validate that I'm a good mama. Now y'all go talk to my real kids and see what they say. They're gonna be like, man, I don't know what's wrong with you. Your mama is the bomb. Yeah. And so that's what I accept now. I accept the truth because the Bible says I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Yes. And so God, now I believe that. I wish I had a long time ago. I didn't have India.
Time.
Yeah,
now it is.
And then you put me on the India. Girl, I'm telling you, I'm on my way to India. I want to eat, pray, love, drink, party, juke, all that with them. You know, because that's me.
Yeah.
I would love to take this vibration over there.
They love it. They love vibration.
Like,
they love
this? Hey?
They love color and they love spirit.
And that's
they love
me.
Spirit.
That's me.
Yeah, totally.
I probably got a little Indian in me. Okay, yeah, a little Hindu. Oh, because we all mix up. We don't know where we come from.
We're definitely a collective.
Okay.
As far as energy goes, I believe that we are all one.
Yes, I do.
Which is how come we can have these interactions or these connections with people that you just see briefly for 1 second and you're just like, I knew you my whole life kind of vibe. Have you had that happen?
Oh, my God. Lucian!
Can I have tissue? Can I have that right there?
Yeah. Lucian!
I'm like a little sniffly.
Oh, okay, honey. We
I'm not sad.
Okay, no, you better not be sad up in here, honey. Enemy, you can go wherever you come from because she ain't about to get sick. Okay, we're going to renounce that in the name of Jesus.
No sickness.
Cancel his assignment.
No sickness. Although I do cry over a lot of things.
That's sinuses.
I cry over a lot of things.
You a crier?
I'm kind of a crier. I used to not be. I used to live hard, you know.
Yeah,
For real.
I know what that's like.
I was in a world where you could not cry, but I like to cry now. You know, crying is therapeutic. You know, why do everyone cries? We all cry. I mean,
I just learned this past week, that your tears taste a certain way dependent upon how you feel. If you are really, really sad, your tears are very, very salty.
Okay, so some people, I know you're talking about.
Oh, come on, girl, talk about it.
So some people, what about when you sweat? You know how some people, when they sweat, they nervous sweat, and it kind of changes the scent of your sweat. I've known people who are nervous sweaters that their scent will change. So even your scent can change if you're at a heightened state of whatever, right?
Yes, you sure enough.
But I feel like, this is kind of a nice question that I'm thinking about it, but I wonder if because we're so stimulated all the time, we don't really, I mean, we're always firing off. It takes things, when you build a tolerance, you know, so maybe it makes us harder because we are all stimulated all the time. So now our threshold raises, right? For being able to endure. Can I curse?
Girl, go ahead.
Endure fuckery, you know?
Okay.
Like, kind of like built up to it. But we have to all like strive to be on that next level. And I feel like and we are all connected. You know how you said you wanted my bravery for being able to, but you already have it, you see. Like in Reiki, I'm not healing you. You already have it. Like you have the channel, you have the universal force that is surrounding you at all times, that can heal you, that can help you, that can balance your emotions, you have it. You just have to tap into it. You have to make the choices, right? Yeah. Kind of like you made the choices to be sober or substance free, right? Or be nice. Sometimes nice. I mean, I'm pretty nice.
That's a choice too, baby.
People are gonna think I'm mean, but not mean. But you know what I mean. Like you have to see the signposts and make the choices. And when you start doing that, then you'll start vibrating at a higher frequency, which will level us up, all of us, so that we are not so at odds, right? With everybody. And
that sounds like some chasm stuff.
You know, well, we are.
Yeah,
the frequency
that
sounds
like
off,
some chasm. Man. Yeah, Lucian. I'm on that. I'm on that.
Is off. Now, I can feel it when I go from India to here. I take off in a plane from India. I land on a plane here, and the frequency that I am at in India, it takes about a week or two in the U.S.
to go down,
to do whatever it's doing, to do whatever the frequency is doing, and I'm not saying
to level out to where you're back at.
Well, yeah. I mean, it kind of
does it depress you at all?
Not really.
To come back,
it doesn't. So I don't really. I mean, I feel the emotion. I move through the emotion. I'm not the emotion, so it's not going to keep me depressed for long.
That's deep. That's deep.
But I mean, it bums me out. You know, like when I came back from India the first time, I had somebody on the internet who tried to say they were going to kill me for something I said, which I can't even imagine how bad it can be, because if you know me, it's not going to be very bad. And then I was riding my car, and the car next to me, like tinted windows, all windows come down, guys in black face masks come out the window. I mean, it's like a whole nother vibe. And I'm just like, okay, you know, survival mode. It's like the minute you get into the US, you are on survival mode 24/7.
You ain't never lied.
So that's why you can't. You can't
woosah.
Woosah, yeah. I'm thinking I'm gonna start this thing where I go live on Facebook or something, and I just sit on the floor. I'm gonna call it Join the Floor or something. Z's Floor, that's my middle name, Z's Floor. And it's just going to be quiet and mantras and looking at pretty things for like 10 minutes. You can join for as long or as little as you like. Just to like get away from the whole
But you're
matrix of,
tapping into your frequency doing that.
oh yeah.
And if somebody
Oh, yeah.
else is interested in learning about frequency, vibration,
Yeah, yeah.
how you operate, because I tell you this, when they were talking, I just mentioned the pineal gland, which is in the back of our head, which is very important. So scientists say that's basically where our soul, that's the connection to our soul, that pineal gland. Looks like a pine cone.
Mm-hmm.
And then they say that when conception comes, there's the sperm meeting the egg, and boom, there's a light. That soul is born from right there. That's why when you abort a child, you have literally aborted a person. This is a soul. The light is the soul. And so that information right there just took me to another level. Like, well, of course, I felt bad about all the abortions I had. And then I thought about how deep that is to have someone like us here sharing information and having this conversation. But I feel connected, like a type of fragility, because you are a soul, and that's important to me. Now, it wasn't always that way, okay? But like when I got my transportation business, the Lord told me, he said, call it Blue New Soul. And he said, you will not be transporting people. You will be transporting souls. And that's what I be telling people. They be like, oh yeah, I like that. But I didn't really get it until I got it to you. He's like, God was like, do you know what I'm saying to you? And
this is why I don't drive that much, because I'm transporting souls. I say this to
girl,
I swear. I'm like, because I don't drive that much. It's because the minute that someone gets in my car, I mean, that's a precious soul that I am.
Yes.
I'm just like, oh, I can't handle it, But I do it sometimes. But yeah, no, and so I love that it's opposite for you. You were like, oh, I'm gonna just find souls and get them to where they need to go.
Yes. It's like, but to take care.
That's awesome.
And to love them, and while that's going on, people jump in and they start telling me their life story. And I what I notice about me, and my sign is Aquarius, so they call us humanitarians. So since I've been a little girl, people have always gravitated towards me. So I know there's some type of magnetism that God has for me. And so I'm like, okay, cool. But then when people start jumping in the car and saying stuff, and I'm like, it was like, okay, how much I owe you? How much? I'm like, baby, that I can't take your money.
Right.
And really, that's how things are going. I'm saying, you already broke. You ain't got a dime.
It doesn't matter.
I don't have to worry about that.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Don't have to worry.
God
said,
I never worry.
As long as you do what I tell you to do, you'll be on the up and up.
Yeah, I never worry about that. I was the same way with cleaning homes. I cleaned homes for a very long time. And I cleaned homes for very high-end clientele. And then I cleaned homes for a lot of elderlies who were on like Social Security or whatever. And boy, oh boy, the things that their money will go to, that's just bills and this and that. And what is it called? Like on their houses after they paid for them, you still have to pay a tax on your house or something, even though, I mean, come on, it's crazy. For 50 years.
Yeah.
Property. Anyway, I got to choose how much I wanted to charge. And people would be working for me and they'd be like, okay, I'll pay them $15 an hour, $20 an hour, whatever. And then I only charge like $8 maybe, or no dollars sometimes, and then people are like, why are you doing that? It's like, because I can.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not going to worry about it because I'm doing the right thing.
Amen.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing the right thing. So
thank you, Lord.
It's all going to be good. It's all good. But I think too, you say that people are drawn to you. I think people who are authentic, who are just themselves. So in India, you're allowed to just be. Like, just be. You don't have to put a mask on. You don't have to be something to someone. A lot of these people are here on retreat or whatever, so they're concentrating fully on yoga, or they're concentrating on whatever. And so they just get to be right there in that space.
Right.
And because there's nothing they can do about anything else, right?
Uh-huh.
While they're in that space.
Right.
And I think that that's kind of like the vibe of India is it just allows you to just be, you know? And if you don't, if you are doing your best, but your best isn't 100%, you know what I mean? Like sometimes our best is only 5%.
Yeah.
It's the best we got. They're there to kind of lift you up and to help you. And like even strangers are like family in that respect that, you know.
The India sounds like I need a girls trip there. I got a couple of girlfriends.
Be beautiful, yeah.
And what you described, we've been friends for 30 years or better. And to take those women with us, for us to all to be on the level of discovery of ourselves, basically, because we've been friends for, I know, 30 years. That says a lot. But you know what? We ain't been together them 30 years like 24/7. So I've missed a lot about them. Like I just went and visited one. And
I think any trip like that is cool. So if you find something closer that's quicker, I think you should do that. But India is also an excellent choice.
It is.
That sounds like an amazing, thing to do.
How about this? When I get ready to go, if you don't want to go and do a guide, because I'm going to work on 2025 a trip. I'm definitely going to take my daughter, Brandy. She's got to be one because I need her to bring her vibration out. She is such a honey, really she got something in her. It's that growing thing. And I don't know how to, I want God to give me what I need to say it to her where her spirit can understand what I'm saying. And that is, it's not a bad, but it's something that you got to give to the world. This is not your gift alone. It's got to get out here. And then you'll have to show it to other people, because guess what? We're like those trees. Like said, the body has many members, and doesn't it? We got eyes, nose, and so that's how we are when we have these gifts and talents. I understand that when the Lord says that, look, you do this and you do that. Like me and Caleb, he does this. I talk a lot. He like, yeah, Mama, you could do the show because and I can talk about a numerous of things, but the way I put it down is what makes it what it is. And so that's how my baby is. And then Brandy, how I think about her, when I gave her a plant, baby, she went and probably crossed the seas or somewhere and bought me a plant. My husband I wanted a praying hands plant. She went and found a real special one. Honey.
Beautiful gift.
I know. And my nails might be green, but baby, my thumb ain't.
I was gonna say,
baby, when I brought that plant back to her, she was like, I wasn't being disrespectful. I just, this is not my thing. You know what I'm saying? This your thing. You can help me out. She was like, let me get it. Let me give it here. And so she took my plant. She revived my plant. She, the things that she does, how she does with her animals. She's just so. Yeah. And I'm like, not me.
It's a creator.
My dog, I'll be like, look, go on someone. Honey, she is, all that. That ain't me. But what she has is special. Yeah. I wished I had an inkling of that, but I'm still on that program of being a robot. I got this, got that, da-da-da-da. She don't robot it when it comes to her animals and to the things that's important and her growing. Right. She's spot on. Yeah. I got to get that way. So Brandy, I'm coming for you, baby. Mom, okay? You showing Mama something? I'm coming. I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
Yeah, she doesn't compromise.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, she's really authentic as well. So I think no compromise. Well, I mean, it depends, I guess, on the compromise, because we do compromise sometimes, but we don't lose integrity in our compromising. Yes. I guess that's the point.
I got another friend like that. She's going to be on the show, Chrissy, the girl that does my hair. And
which looks great.
Oh, thank you.
Your hair looks great. Your nails.
Hey, look, I'm trying. I look a little bit what we got over here on TV, and I try to keep up. Not with the Joneses. I don't know nothing about them. My last name was Mayo, and now I'm a Taylor, so I'm keeping up with the Taylors.
They don't even live in any neighborhood. I swear. Keeping up with the Joneses. Okay, who is that exactly?
Who started that mess?
I don't know, but my mom did the same thing. She did right by us, trying to give us a good place to live, and we came from not a whole lot, so I handed to her for really putting the work in, you know, and providing a space that was safe for her family and all that stuff to build. So that was cool. But
Macrame.
yeah.
So you do macrame.
Yeah.
Now, I, you know what? It's so many crafts out here. Macrame, what's another? Crochet.
Yeah, cross stitch.
Then they got
wire
cross stitch.
wrapping. I mean, they do all kinds of amazing things, man. I mean, people are so creative. Keep it up. Everyone out there, keep doing it.
Now, you made that you got on right there?
This one I did not make. No, but Bobby did. But I make them.
That is beautiful.
I wore it so
Let
I could
me
have a
see.
little bit of spirit for him. From him here.
Oh.
I don't know if I can
Hear
get
what
it
she
over.
said, so she can have some spirit. That's just oh.
Well, because you know we sit and we like we nod our life away.
Okay.
In different directions and tensions.
Okay.
Ironically. And we listen to mantras and we talk about beautiful things, and it's just a really lovely way to spend time. And so I got to spend 8 to 10 hours a day for almost 2 months that way.
This is a lot of work just in this one piece.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of work for sure.
It's a lot of time, man. I don't think
she made your head thing.
I figured that. I figured that. That's my daughter, y'all. Y'all know how this is. Yeah.
You have
yes.
Okay.
I wore it Sunday.
Okay.
Oh, girl, yes.
And you like it?
You know what? I love those things. So,
do you wear it different ways, like hair, head, neck? Is it which one is it?
It's got the tie. I can loosen it.
Yeah. Like, so everything's adjustable.
Yeah, it's adjustable.
So it's adjustable. This one's kind of wrapped up right now. Sorry, but I tie it too, just in case. So anyway, but it's adjustable.
I like a lot of macrames. I like things like that. That's always been my type of fashion because folks say, "Oh, she dressed weird."
No,
I like things that are
weird.
different. Yeah, exactly.
No
I just call it different. It's different.
Yeah.
So, do you have like a shop or something?
I mean, I do. It's called Earthy Knots with a Z. So Earthy and then KNOTZ. It's on Facebook. It's jewelry. I don't really have a whole lot on there. But I don't know, because I like to do it, but I didn't. I do it for fun and happiness and meditation. And so like I'll make pieces, and if I have a piece in mind for somebody, then I'll think about that person and maybe what kind of things they're going through during that, you know, like what are they going through? What do they need?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll sort of just come up with like my own sort of mantra for that person so that they can have their own special energy.
Okay.
Kind of infused into the piece.
Well, she gave me you gave her that energy. Now she gave that energy to me. Now I'm gonna ask you this. Can you make me a piece for me, my energy?
I can make you a piece.
Okay. We need to pray so you can feel my energy.
I mean, I can feel your energy, girl.
Okay.
You can pray if you like.
Okay.
I can feel you up.
Oh my goodness, Lord, this is such a good meeting, Lord. Thank you for this karma, for this inspiration, for this woman. Thank you for the things that she's been doing in her life that are lighting her path, that she is just following, doing the things that we don't have the courage to do here over in the States, taking risks, giving it all up just for a chance to know who she is in her life. So, Lord, I want you to better her, give her more and more portions of you, of vibrance, of life, of heat. Heat her up, Lord, on the inside. Because if she gets warm on the inside, she's definitely going to warm somebody else. Mm-hmm. And it's coming winter, so we need to be warm. Lord, bless Amber. And even in her name, I love that name, Amber. Lord, let her know that she's loved, that she's a gift, and that she's fearfully and wonderfully made. And everything that her hands touch shall be blessed. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you so much.
Yes. Oh.